Fly maybe feeling it into this Taliyah matchup. Talon's not there. Thought maybe we would see another assassin-style champion come through, but they will go ahead and just lock in the Corki.
Pretty significant nerfs on the missile barrage, on the ultimate. The big one especially.
Yeah, a lot less damage.
The base damage is basically, the way you look at it, you know, highest level, lost 35 damage on the base value. The big ones in general are pretty comparable damage. The big ones where it's kind of stayed the same, but it's the regular missile. So sure, if you proc the big one, every third one you definitely need to have the evacuation going. But the previous ones, a little bit less damage there. The ratio's adjusted as well, so just a little bit less threat. So we expected to see a lot less Corki. I know there was an interview with multiple NA mid laners, and they said Corki's basically done, but seems like Fly will disagree, at least for game one. Try and make it work. Thought they were set up for a pick comp, but decided at the last minute to return to one of these pressure comps. Still is elements of pick as well. We'll see if there can be a happier hunting ground for Crash, who played that Rengar in both games in the loss against MVP and had that unfortunate double Baron steal in game one. Just didn't get going in game two either. And Teddy first picking the Ezreal, so they're finally looking to set up around Teddy. Should have a good laning matchup against the Jhin, specifically level 1, being able to push in. Could be a long one. Nothing to dissuade that opinion from the picks, but power on both sides of the draw.
Well, remember, Prey took this Jhin into the Ezreal, knows what he's getting himself into, and is one of the original Korean snipers when it comes down to that Jhin. Really helped popularize the pick in Korea. So if it can go into that counter matchup in anybody's hands, it's probably the safest in Prey. So let's see how he manages it. Let's see if Crash can get going on that Rengar. Let's get on to the rift for game one, Jhin versus Longzhu. Have to be. It's a really interesting thing being a Jhin fan, I suppose so.
Longzhu here, I'm gonna get the catch.
MC, yeah, taking a lot of damage after the line comes through. Especially will take a little bit of that on the backside. MC has to flash away, but Crash, he's got the push off with the passive. Takes him out. Now Ixu in a bad spot. Doesn't even get close enough to the wall to flash. And a double kill going over to Crash. That's about as bad of a start as you can have.
That was Longzhu last season, or Incredible Miracle before. So a lot of his career win rates aren't particularly high.
Which was Longzhu the season before.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of his career win rates aren't that high. Only in his early days in National Shield did he have success. He stops Ixu's back.
Ixu's walking towards the brush. Throws down a ward, though. Will spot out Crash.
They want this, though. They stop the back. Here we go.
Thrill the hunt coming through. They're going to pop up expression immediately. Flash forward. They root him in. Dredgeline takes him out. Ixu coming up with the double kill in the 1v2. He will go down eventually, but man, that was pretty disastrous for Longzhu. You see a sigh of relief on his face. He's like, yeah. Pulling a bit, see if he can get into the brush. Curtain call gets opened up. Snowflower flashing. Was just on the edge. One more shot comes through, but it's not going to connect. Polymorph onto Crash. Can he finalize the kill? Snowflower barely. Almost makes it out of there, but Gorilla is able to confirm it at the end. Now Equalizer being thrown down. Crash will fall, but Ixu follows suit so far. The 2 for 2. As the collateral damage will fire back and take out Gorilla.
Fight's looking pretty damn happy for Jhin Green Wing, so they'll be happy to only be 1,000 behind us. Here we go.
Yeah, walking in, trying to get some vision. He's going to get taken out. Crash comes over the wall. Wild Growth coming down onto Teddy. Now Crash just has to abandon this. Goes sprinting out with a Thrill the Hunt. They know that Umti's in the area.
Being a 1 for 0. Well, thought he was safe. He wasn't. It's here we go in mid.
Fly taking a bit of damage. Crash coming forward, looking for Umti. Jumps over the wall with the collateral damage, and Snowflower is here to offer him up some shields to keep him alive. Meanwhile, Crash goes down. Snowflower finds the kill. Flash away from Fly. The flash forward from Kuzan. One auto attack would have done it, but he gets stuck in the threaded volley, and the shield comes through from Gorilla at the last second to keep him alive. But now Prey roaming up. True Shot Barrage coming in. He's going to flash in. Gets the root onto Kuzan. Can he find the kill? Big Pop coming down. Equalizer thrown out over the wall, but they still just can't get anything. Longzhu desperately trying to make something happen.
Having to recall when the ganks have gone kind of haywire in the bot lane.
Now he's in a good spot. Snowflower, though, can't say the same for him. Will get rooted. Deadly Flourish just out of range. The curtain call is not. And with Fly here, they're able to go ahead and pick up that kill. Prey snipes him out from range. And unleash it out. Umti.
Deep teleport.
Yeah, deep teleport coming in from behind. They do not see this yet. Mountain Drake goes over to them. Umti gonna get jumped on. Deadly Flourish will not root him down. The red carpet gets laid out, and Expression finds the kill. But Longzhu, can they minimize their losses here at the end? Weaver's Wall shoving in Fly and Crash. Barely enough room for him to get around the side. Crash has to flash out of here, but it might still go down, and he does. Teddy comes up with a kill with a Mystic Shot. Expression and Fly both have to go ahead and peel back, and now Jhin are set up to get the first turret of the game.
If they had won 2-0, they would have been neck and neck with Samsung MVP isn't engaged.
Dredgeline coming through, they find Expression. True Shot Barrage not going to connect with anybody. does come through. Deadly Flourish not going to get the root.
Equalizer!
Big equalizer thrown down. Curtain Call coming out. Last shot will find Kuzan. Big pop. Can they follow up? Crash jumps in. The Wild Growth comes down on it. Ixu pops him up, and he gets taken out. Collateral damage. Finding the kill now. Expression way too far forward. Getting focused out. The Polymorph comes in. One more shot. Might have just done it, but they cannot find it.
The 5-man push into the mid lane.
Expression finding Kuzan in the sides, but gonna throw out that equalizer. Kuzan in a bit of a rough spot now. Curtain Call coming in. He gets popped. Prey finds the kill. It's gonna be a nice one, but they still lose the inner turret in mid. Fly in top, gonna be splitting as best as he can. Dragon Elite about to leash back out. Kuzan pitching in from above, has the Weaver's Wall ready to go. Hook in onto Crash. He gets popped up. He gets taken out. Ixu finds the kill. Redemption thrown down to heal up the members of Jin Air. Prey with the Curtain Call, just gonna get flash forward by Ixu. Wild Growth comes through, popping Jin out of that. He's got to flash out to keep himself alive, but he's effectively out of the fight. 2 members dead. Crash and Expression taken out. And now Longzhu just gonna have to try to retreat. Fly and Gorilla, the only ones left. Desperately hugging up onto this turret is the last bastion of hope, but they have to peel back even further than this. Teddy going forward. Doesn't have any means of slowing. No red buff for him. Goes straight back over onto the Baron. Still no vision inside the pit here for Longzhu. Baron down about half.
Look at that massive minion wave in the bot lane. It's insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They know that this is a problem. Now Gorilla getting hit up by that dredge line. Flashes away, has the tether coming through. Will lock down Ixu, but Prey has already taken quite a bit of damage. Redemption coming down as well, chunking him out. Fly tries to juke back. Gets still hit by the dredge line. Pulls him forward, and he goes down empty. Finding the killing blow. Expression gonna overheat. Goes into the Zonias. Not offering up too much damage. Has to flash away. And Teddy going forward fearlessly. Just firing off Mystic Shot after Mystic Shot. Trying to find a kill. Won't be able to do so. Meanwhile, Prey does take down Kuzan.
Speaking of things going down, that inhibitor turret does go down in bot lane just to the minion wave pressure.
No stop on that one there.
Teddy's in a ward, he doesn't know.
Yeah, they think that they're baiting this out, but they're actually sitting right on top of it. TP will be coming through, however, into the pit. Now they're going to see Teddy jump in. They know that this Baron is starting to fly. He's not up for 15 more seconds. Still the hunt coming through from Crash. Gorilla trying to poke out where he can. Ixu can tank this thing for days. He gets down to half HP yet again, but Jin Air will peel back.
That one ward was the MVP, the ward that spotted them moving, arcane shifting into the Baron pit. I can't do monster secret. Well, Jin Air, again, they're so close. One inhibitor down, inhibitor turret down in the mid lane. Talia trying to zone away Karma. That works out.
Oh Ray
boy!
Just gets popped. It takes so much damage from Teddy. The follow-up from Umti with the collateral damage takes him out. Crash, he's trying to pinch it from behind, but there's just not a whole lot of anything he can do. Now 2 inhibs dead. Jin Air, did they just go for the win? Looks like they're saying yes. Ixu still so tanky on the Nautilus at the front line. Take a bit of damage, but the first Nexus start goes down. They finalize this right here, right now. Crash getting caught by the dredge line, has to flash away. Big pop-up from that depth charge. Finds Expression in such a bad spot, has to flash up. Flashes out, but it will not make it with his life. He goes down. The cleanup coming through from Teddy. Finds the triple kill. Can he get more? He's looking for the quadra. A couple more shots on the fly would get it, but he's going to deny as best as he can. What a jerk. But that's still going to be the game. Going over to Jin Air, 40 minutes on the clock. And Longzhu just looked completely lost.
And it's the second time this series has happened, and the second time Jin Air has won game 1. Is a bit of a safe pick. It can last the laning phase, but hello.
Okay, Vladimir coming back in. This was a big pick for him back in summer.
Tried it already into the Syndra from Mickey and didn't find a lot of success there. Got some buffs on 7.3, got a bit of love, so a bit more of a reliable laning phase. Doesn't have to rely on the Crimson Rush to get some decent trading with his Q. And now we've got Teamfight. Upon Teamfight on the side of Jin Air Green Wings. Maybe it's looking for that Teamfight phase, and there is a mage who can go to the side lane and be quite happy. Goes flash and wave clear upon wave clear for the Vladimir. Only person who's risked it so far in LCK Spring 2017 has been Kuzan. Any matchup seems like it's going to be severely pushed in early levels, though. So there will definitely be some time to get Rengar and Longzhu ahead. And you have to say that Maokai is kind of the natural counter to Vladimir in a lot of ways. Hemo Plague and the Maokai Ultimate do cancel each other out in some ways. Interesting to see the Vladimir as the last pick. I didn't like the Corki, but At least I had the laning phase. The Vladimir is a bit of a different beast. If it can get sustainably through to level 9 and get a couple of items, it can be fine, and certainly does develop quite well in the 1-3-1 against the Talia. But something different is always cool to see.
Yeah, we'll just see how differently Kuzan can play this, because again, didn't really work out that well when they brought it out against the Rocks Tigers, so needs to have a different level of performance here versus Longzhu especially.
And this is a comp which is set up for Longzhu to succeed. Super pick comp from Longzhu Gaming.
All right, well, let's see if they can do it. They couldn't snowball off of a double kill for Rengar at the start of the game. Let's see if they can get things done here as we go in for game number 2. Reverse invade. Normally you see the enemy team coming in trying to get rid of those saplings. This time the Maokai goes in. There's some exchanging down to the bottom lane. Snowflower, ooh! One hit from dead. Prey, does he dare? Try to flash in for this.
ADD made it happen. He's the tank killer.
Flash forward by Gorilla, gets the root down. Stranglethorns come out.
Nice.
There we go, good follow-up by Crash. That's well communicated. Well, now Crash coming around, couple more shots. There we go. Ooptie's like, hey, I arrived just in time for this Ash Arrow to hit. End of line coming through, but can't come up with a kill. Dredgeline coming through. Depth charge now on the fly. There we go. That's going to be the kill as Ixu arrives. Takes a hell of a lot of damage from Prey with that final crit shot. That could have been his feedback from the coach during the break. Just everybody else good. You, stop diving. Too much dive. Fly coming in, throws out the Weaver's Wall. Big push in on the Snowflower. He's taking up the turret though, and Teddy's just free-firing away. Last shot comes through with Ixu. They're able to find a kill. Big pop-up from the depth charge. Double kill. Going over to the Nautilus so far. Prey able to find one before he goes down, but this is just Longzhu getting wrecked right now by Jin Air. Expression dies. Crash, the last one, has to flash away from the dredge line, and now Jin Air can just keep pushing down in the bottom lane. Will be able to take this turret, maybe even more. That just got turned completely on its head.
Clearly the feedback didn't get through to Fly. The Ash Arrow completely undid the turret dive in the zone. And you can see Gorilla starting to fight for it. But going for picks, diving in, we already saw if Lulu's group, it's almost impossible. And the map is just a bit too narrow, it feels, for Longzhu right now, even though they got first turret.
Oh, hello from the sidelines. Ixu comes in, dredge line straight on to Prey. Crash gets locked down, popped up by the Wild Growth, and he gets taken out. 2 kills. Swiftly go over to Jin Air.
To rotate around the map, nice turret dive. Gets in the setup around the Baron. 23 minutes in, it's possible.
And they go ahead, they start this up. Snowflower getting hit up by that seismic shove. Gorilla has the Stranglethorns to offer up. Will toss it into the pit. Catches only Ixu. Expression now in the forefront of the fight. Goes back in, trying to get some damage onto Teddy. He goes low. Hiding back as best as they can. They will pop Expression. Jin Air, do they peel off? Do they keep going for this? Looks like they're going to go ahead and try to back off. Fly now coming in. Seismic shove onto Ixu, who's out of mana. Kuzan sitting in the sand green pool. Has to flash away, but one more shot might just do it. Gets the heal from Gorilla, and that's going to keep him alive, at least for the moment. A couple more hits will take him out. There we go. Fly able to find it. They sacrifice Expression.
There's the teleport from Ixu. It's a deep
coming
one.
Through. The Ash Arrow will not connect. Fly taking a bit of damage in the forefront. Collateral damage just to the side, but Ixu comes in the back, helps finish him off, gets a grab onto Gorilla. TP will be canceled by Expression, and that's just going to be 2 kills picked up, and almost certainly Baron over to Jin Air Redemption to go ahead and heal them back up. Thrill the Hunt coming through. Curtain Call laid down by Prey. They desperately want to stop this from going over. Crash coming in. Can he get the seal? No, not going to happen. It is picked up by Umti. And that's just going to be Crash dying inside the pit. Does take away 1 buff from the Graves, but 3 members dead, plus Baron. Jin Air really starting to move forward.
Yeah.
Expression maybe looking for a TP, sitting in the brush at the moment as Jin Air pushes in.
Oh,
Flash
boy.
over the wall. Ixu going big, gets the pop-up on the fly straight into the Ash Arrow. They lock him down. He's tanking up in the back line. Redemption pops up the members of Jin Air, and Kuzan goes in deep, finds one. Can he find a second one? Gorilla, 1 hit from dead. Will make it out through the base gate. And now the rest of Longzhu might be in a spot of bother. Expression up in the front line. Gets Polymorph just trying to retreat with that Maelstrom up, but he gets popped. Another kill going over to the Vladimir, and Jin Air, with 2 members dead, might be able to break the base.
Ixu just man-moded it, flashing over a very thick wall with a huge engage. Again, the target selection from him is ideal. Ults one, CC's the other. Kuzan can ghost flash, get into the backline. Like we mentioned, we know that Vladimir does so well, and
they're picking their fights well. They're picking their targets even better. Now Jin Air just need to close it out. Weaver's Wall coming through. Teddy will be cut off from the rest of the team. Expression going forward, locking down Snowflower. He gets rooted. Crash comes in, but the Wild Growth down onto himself, keeping him up for a bit longer. Meanwhile, Kuzan on the backside goes in, takes out Prey. Gorilla will fall as well as Ixu arrives off the teleport, locking down Crash the Riptide, slowing him up. He gets popped, a double kill for the Nautilus. Ash Arrow goes out, finds Expression, Jin Air. They say we could go for the Baron or we could just go for the base. Teddy going low. X-Drinker barely keeping alive. Flash forward from MT, takes out Flying. Now it's just the Maokai left, and Jin Air, 50 seconds on Fly, 30 on Crash. Do they just go for the victory? Looks like the answer may be yes.
It's gonna ride in a minion wave. They've got it in top. Death timers are still 20 seconds on Prey, not like he has massive wave clearing. I think Jin Air have done it, Achilleos. The damage from Kuzan, his W, Q, and E without ultimate did 80% of the life of Prey. The ultimate deleted him off the rip. Expression will try to buy time, delete a minion wave. I don't think it's going to be enough. They ride in. There's some super minions. Some respawns are coming. But I think Jin Air are going to win 2-0 over Longzhu
There's
Gaming.
just too much damage. There's nothing that Longzhu can do. And Jin Air, it looked like game one was a bit of a handoff for them. But look at the size of relief on these guys' faces. Jin Air finally come up with a win, a 2-0 win at that.